Hello, this is the Devil on Holiday. Today I will demonstrate how to set up a Raspberry Pi with the latest version of Raspian, which is the flavour of Linux the Pi uses. You will need for this tutorial a Raspberry Pi, an SD card at least 8GB inside, preferably class 10, an SD card reader, a power source, 1A or greater micro USB charger, a network connection. I just plugged the other end into the back of the computer and shared my wireless connection. A display, either HDMI or composite. I am using composite and this crappy USB capture device for recording the output. A display cable, HDMI or composite. The first thing we need to do is prepare the SD card for use with the Pi. Make sure you have backed up anything important off the card first, as this will format and erase everything off the card. Firstly, insert the card into the reader. I'm using Ubuntu for this. Open Disk Utility, or whatever you prefer. Gparted is a good option, and select your SD card carefully so that you don't accidentally format the wrong drive. Select Device and create partition table and select MS-DOS, click Apply, and here we have a completely blank SD card with fully unallocated space. What you need to do here is right click and select New and change the file system to FAT32 and select Add and then press Tick to confirm and wait for this to finish. Once formatting is complete, the SD card is now ready for use with the Raspberry Pi. We can check this by making sure that our SD card is totally blank with no files. Next, we need to download the operating system for the Pi. Just go onto Google and search for Raspberry Pi and go to the main website. Select Downloads and then Noobs Lite. This means that the main OS files are downloaded by the Pi installation. You need a network connection to the Pi for this option, but if you don't have one, you can select Offline and Network Install instead, which will download the whole OS. Since I do have a connection, I can just choose Network Install. Once it is downloaded, open the zip file and drag everything to the SD card. This won't take long for the network installer, but the whole Noobs offline installer package will take some time to copy. Insert the SD card in the bottom of the Raspberry Pi and connect a keyboard and mouse. Also connect your display cable to your display. I'm using composite video so I can record this and show you guys. Also connect a network cable if you're using one. So connect the power to the Pi. See, it flickers a little bit, it won't display anything until the OS has booted inside, which will be just a little while. You'll see lights blinking on top of the unit, and here we are. I press the 3 button to change it to PAL signal, so press yes to save changes. Now ignore this flickering, it's a problem with my capture card. I don't know how to solve it, it'll have to do. As we can see here, we've got a list of choices of operating systems we could install. We've got Raspian, which we will be installing. We've also got OpenELEC Arch. Raspbian-C is an interesting one because Raspbian-C is based on XMBC, which enables your Pi to act like a little media PC, so you can watch movies or TV shows without the need of an expensive media PC. So once you've selected the one, or you could select multiple if you wanted, but we would keep it simple, say Raspian, just press install. This will overwrite everything on the SD card, say yes, and here we go. It will start downloading the software off the internet and save it onto the SD card and install it. This might take a while. Of course, whilst this is going, you could get yourself a cup of tea. We can see how much data gets downloaded with the graphs on the right hand side of the screen just above the clock. Ethernet 0 is what is connected to the Pi, so whatever is downloaded by the Pi will be metered by that little graph. download is finished, so we can press OK, and it now will reboot and we get to see the boot up screen. And here we are. This is the software configuration tool. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that the file system is expanded, and that doesn't matter. You can change your user password, which is very strongly recommended. You can do some basic overclocking. I like to set mine to high. This will not void your warranty because it does it on the fly. If it reaches a temperature that's too high, it'll just not do the overclock. We've got some advanced options. We've got overscan settings because at the moment I've got this huge black board around the screen, so we can enable that. We've got the number of megabytes available for the GPU. 64 is enough for me. If you're running some bigger games, you might want to increase that number. And that should be it. Do a quick update, make sure that we've got all of the latest software packages for security's sake. And once we're finished with this, we select finish and it drops us to the shell. To shut down the Pi, just type sudo power off and it will shut the Pi down, and then you can disconnect the USB power when you just are presented with a black screen and the only light that's on is the power LED, which is red. The OK LED, which is green, just above it will flash a few times, and once that's done you can safely disconnect the USB power. Thanks for watching.